Also, we are live. Jai Hind, friends. As we know that in the December 2021, Desh has planned to listen to few stories and pay her respects to the soldiers of 1971 war, one of the most decisive and pre-planned war fought by the Indian forces. And this year is the 50th anniversary of the uh, the winning of 71 war. So we are here to listen to the veterans of 71 war about their experience and um, about how they look at this war. Today we have with us Colonel Dharam Raj Singh of 17 Rajrif, who actively took part in the 1971 war at Longewala. As we all know now, probably, that the film based on the Battle of Longewala border was far away from the reality. So today we are here with us a hero who himself fought the battle at the battleground of Longewala. And Desh is honored to have Colonel Dharam Raj Singh with us today. And we are really honored to welcome you, sir, in our Vartalap. And we will request you to start with your own experience in the 71 war.
Can we start now? Good evening,
Yes,
ladies and
sir.
gentlemen. I am Colonel Dharam Raj Singh from 17 Rajputana Rifles, which is also known as the Swaiman. I was commissioned in this battalion in 1970. After my bios, we joined the battalion at New Mall, and thereafter, doing my bios, after finishing my bios, I joined it in Udaipur. Somewhere around September of 1970, we were given most part of the battalion, that two youngsters, myself and one Second Lieutenant R.L. Singh, now Brigadier R.L. Singh. We were to train the battalion for our operational tasks towards Rahim Yar Khan inside Pakistan. We formed part of an infantry brigade known as 30 Infantry Brigade, and Brigadier Ramadas was its commander. We moved from Udaipur on the Diwali night of that year, that is 70, that is September, and reached Jaisalmer after, I think, 48 hours or so. From there, we were lifted in army transport and located at a place known as Mokal, which is about 20 kilometers from Jaisalmer. There we stayed for about 15-20 days, and there everybody, all the VIPs came and met us, including then General Sam Manekshaw, later on Field Marshal Sek Manekshaw. He gave us a pep talk and told us, someone asked him, sir, are we really going to get into Pakistan? He felt time this thing. He said, well, gentlemen, we are going to send you in. Don't ask us when. Be prepared. We youngsters were very impressed by him, especially his flamboyance, his mustaches. And the net result was that I, as a youngster, also started growing my mustache. We were impressed by him. After about 10 days, we were shifted to our forward assembly area at Sadewala. Sadewala is about 13 kilometers from Longewala. There we stayed for about 15-20 days till on 3rd of December, the war started, and the Pakistani struck the various Indian airfields. That meant that the balloon had grown up, and we have to go inside Pakistan the very next day, that is the 4th of December. At that point of time, we were at a place known as Border Pillar 619. Now, gentlemen, deserts don't have too many features, so Border Pillar becomes an important landmark. That is towards Sadewala. My company, that is known as the Delta Company, we were sent there for about 10-15 days. We prepared. On 3rd of December, when I went for a OP means Operational Point Duty, there I realized that, I heard 3-4 rounds of tank fire and tank noises. Being an army officer's son, I knew what tanks are. So I gave a message to my people that 3 rounds of tank fire heard and tank noises heard in this direction, roughly about 5 kilometers from me. I took the bearing through my compass and said that came to a place known as Kharotar. Not Kharotar, it is towards Gawar. Gawar is inside Pakistan. And afternoon, I returned back to my company base and was informed that we have to move back to Sadewala so that we can go early in the morning towards Pakistan. There was plenty of water. I had my bath because they were going to throw the water. I said, don't throw it. Yeah, let me have a bath because I do not know when will the next bath be. So I took a bath, had dinner, and 8:30 or so, took the company fighting group, that is all the fighting group, and moved on for Sadewala. Sadewala is about 18-19 kilometers from the place where we were, BP 619. So we marched throughout the night. When we were about a kilometer short, we heard tank noises towards Longewala and artillery shelling there. My company commander followed me in a vehicle. He came and said, do you know what happened? I said, no, sir. He said, the tank which you had reported in the morning, they have reached Longewala. So whatever intelligence I had given, that went wasted. Anyway, when we reached Longewala, Sadewala, we were told that, gentlemen, don't rest, just be ready and move out to Longewala. You've got to reinforce Mayor Chandpuri because tanks are stuck there. We just grabbed some puris and packed it, some water and the complete ammunition and moved off for Sadewala. We were given 4 tanks, AMX 13 tanks, which led the advance, and we moved at tank speed. When we were about 4 kilometers short of Longewala, we could see the battle. Our Hunter aircraft was attacking something we did not know. From that distance, we didn't know what they were attacking, but yes, the force was on fire, and we could see that there's a fair amount of smoke coming out of the post. So what had happened that the post had storage for camel fodder that had caught fire. The tanks had shot that and it was burning, and the hunters had attacked something. Now they were in doubt whether whatever they had destroyed 3 tanks by then. Now they were in doubt that whatever they had shot, whether they are not our own tanks. So our aircraft were going around the battlefield with genuine doubt that hope they have not destroyed Indian tanks. In the meantime, one of our AOPs came there, one Captain Sangha, in his small Krishak aircraft, and he went around. They had a talk, and he said, the pilots asked, well, yeah, please check up whether we have not shot our own tanks. He went down and checked up there with the Urdu marking. He was very certain that these are Pakistani tanks. So he said, well, these are all enemy tanks and go ahead, destroy them. And thereafter he came to us. We were about 3 kilometers short of Longewala, from coming towards Longewala. He came and dropped a message to us that so many tanks have been destroyed, 3 to 4 enemy tanks have been destroyed, and about 10 odd tanks are still around there. And the next mission will be in the air within the next 15 minutes. By the time the next minutes came, we were already short of Longewala. We had entered the battlefield. And now we joined battle. My joining the battle meant that we, in the tank-to-tank battle, one of our tanks was hit and it was destroyed. The second tank, hello, Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we are here only.
We can hear you, sir.
The second tank was also, it lost its tracks. So two of the 4 tanks are now battle casualties. Only 2 tanks were left. They were told to go behind and take cover. However, my platoon, we were just on the about 100 meters short of Longewala, and I was told that you have got to go and capture Longewala. Sorry, reinforce Longewala. When we were positioned there, I found that the enemy has come and the infantry has come and they were forming up to attack Longewala. 2 companies came toward the water point of Longewala and they were forming there to attack Longewala. So I told my company commander, sir, either you let me reinforce the post or once they attack, then it will be difficult for us to take up. He said, where is the infantry? I said, there's, you can see them, sir. I said this. In the meantime, he sent 2 MMGs to me. Now the distance between the enemy and me were about 300 meters. With 2 of our MMGs on the enfilade and 3 of my LMGs, we couldn't have found better target than a bunch of infantry. The MNG commander was a instructor in, had been an instructor in infantry school, and he asked me, Hawaldar Kailash, yes, saab, bolo. He was eager to fire. I said, hold on. And after another minute or so, I gave only one word of command, fire. And hell broke loose. Within 15 minutes, about 15 to 20 bodies dropped. And the attack pitted off there on them. The enemy ran back behind the dunes. Now there was no live enemy in front of me. Now all this was not being witnessed by me only, but my company commander, my battalion commander, as well as the brigade commander who had also come there. With greater wisdom which comes from closer view, they ordered me that DR go and reinforce the post. The last 100 yards to the post. Now in the meantime, 1 hour tank was hit. The driver was remained alive. He came running to us. We were shocked. He came running to me, साहब उसमें 2 आदमी हैं. I said, ठीक है, अब तो खत्म हो गया, मर गए वो. He was in shock, so I gave him a glass of some water and told him to relax. Then I was ordered to go and reinforce the post. I went with my platoon and kept on briefing that we have got to go and take a position there and fight. Boys are ready. There's a painting of that. I don't know how to send you the photograph of the painting. Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
How can I send the painting, photograph of the painting?
You can WhatsApp me, sir.
Okay, I'll do that after my this thing. So once we went there, I found Mayor Chandpuri sitting there with about 15 odd boys. About 7 or odd of his men were sort of, had abandoned the post and they were coming back. My CO, Colonel Gerwal, he ordered me, take them back, DR. So I told them, भाई कहाँ जा रहे हो? क्या साहब पता नहीं टैंक इधर से भी आ रहे हैं, उधर से भी आ रहे हैं, पता नहीं चल रहा. मैंने कोई बात नहीं, मैं चल रहा हूँ. You also come back. So one of them was injured. I permitted him to go back. The balance I took them back. Went and reported to Mayor Chandpur. He was on the reverse slope. Of course, throughout the night he had been awake. He told me one thing. He says, I've been fighting throughout the night. Nobody is coming for my rescue. I was a youngster. I said, sir, I'm not here to rescue you. I'm here to reinforce you. Let me know where do I take position. He said, what is good about the morning? Naturally he was harassed. Throughout the night he has been harassed by the enemy. So I said, okay, sir. I told my platoon to go ahead, move ahead. We went to the forward slope, FDLs of Longewala, and took position. Now what I see is about 3 to 4 MMGs firing at us from the west ridge. That is about, there is a dune about 400 meters from Longewala top. And 7 tanks lined up to assault on the right. I was just a second lieutenant with about 14 months of service, but we were in fair amount of josh. We kept firing. Sometimes the bullets whizzed past our ear but didn't hit us, but we got them. we kept on concentrating on the enemy infantry. That the enemy infantry at that point of time was 38 Baluch regiment. We finished fair amount of them, good about 15 or 20 of them. In the meantime, one of our artillery officers came. His name is Captain Segal. Then Captain Segal, now is Lieutenant General Hajjot Segal. He came. He said, "Dear, I have joined." He told my company commander that I have come here with my battery. Let me know where is the where do I have to fire. I directed him. He dropped the fire. Then I realized that I'm not even carrying the maps of that area because we were supposed to go inside Pakistan. This was just all of a sudden order. With that matter little, he dropped at the crossing. I gave the correction, and the enemy moved, and that is about all that he wanted. He said he corrected it and brought the fire effect, 5-round gunfire. 3-4 times he said repeat, and the first line ammunition of the battery was finished. So there was no artillery ammunition, but we had done our job. We threw the enemy first further back. Then in the meantime, the next mission of Hunter came. They strafed the infantry, and they destroyed some tanks which are coming. They destroyed a battery which was coming in support. Battery means battery of artillery. 5 guns which are coming to support this attack. And then they destroyed all those. So the net result was we kept on sitting in front. Now there were 7 tanks and us facing. The tanks won't move because the infantry won't move, and we won't go back. We kept on firing even at the tanks, and only to ensure that it keeps the cupola down. Cupola is the top cover of the tank. Then once it fired at us, it hit nothing, because infantryman is a very small target for a tank. After about 1 hour or so, this battle, so I realized that the tanks were ordered to go back. Slowly they started withdrawing. This was a big anticlimax. I said, what had happened? Why don't they attack? We were ready to fight them, even if it required to hit them with the point of bayonets. But so the situation didn't arise because the enemy commander cancelled the attack. Then 2 of our tanks, which are still workable, they were called, and they were told to fire at the enemy tanks. They fired. In the meantime, Captain Segal again came, and he also fired his artillery shelling on them, but nothing much happened. The tank was not hit. One of our tanks fired at the enemy tank. The bullet hit his front armor and ricocheted and went skywards. Then I realized the nearest most tank was having some problem with the gear. One of his crews from the rear came with a tow chain to pull the tank, which we didn't permit. We fired LMGs, and the chap ran away. The next shot, of our tank hit the tank in the front. It got a jolt, and with the rear gear, whatever was faulty, it started working, and the tank moved back in greater speed. Now, 5 of these tanks went further away, about 2 kilometers to Kharotar. In the afternoon, about 1:30 or so, all these tanks were destroyed. That day, about 15 tanks were destroyed. 1 tank was captured. These are the enemy tank I'm talking of. We kept on sitting at Longewala top, seeing the battle. Now the battle has moved away from us. It is beyond my range of weapons. But Longewala top became an amphitheater. Became a sort of a gallery, viewers gallery, and the battlefield in front became an amphitheater, where we sat and clapped and saw the hunters destroying the tank. Guma ke unko mara unhone. By about 2:30 or so, about 1 o'clock, one of the air OPs came and force landed at the advanced landing ground of Longewala. Khalsa gentleman came running. He was Major Atma Singh, later on Major General Atma Singh. He came to me, he says, well, I wished him good morning. I said, what happened, sir? He said, yaar, petrol khatam ho gaya. Uske Hawai Jahaz ka petrol khatam ho gaya. I said, okay, doesn't matter, you are in safe hands. He came, shook hands, I gave him a gulp of water, and some khurma that we have. That was the only nicety which you could show to him. And he stayed for some time. He said, "Yeah, give me some men. I want them to push my aircraft under a tree so that it remains camouflage." We did that, and he went with that, and he brought a marked map from the captured tank. It was the squadron commander tank, Bravo squadron of 22 cavalry, Pakistan. That was captured, and that photograph is with photo हमारे पास है, but the photograph is the flag is with Major General Atma Singh. Pochap is no more. He passed away some years back. Now, this was the day's battle of Longewala. By evening, our hunters had destroyed all the tanks. I want to bring out here that none of the tanks were destroyed either by our RCL guns or by 23 Punjab RCL guns. और ये संदेशे आते हैं, संदेशे जाते हैं is only a wrong thing, is only a movie thing. The sandeshas were very slow during those periods. There was no mobile, there was no, even the photograph which we have taken was taken after 15-20 days. One of our officers brought a box camera and we took photograph. In 1983, in October 1986, I wrote to Major Chandpuri, then Colonel Chandpuri. He was commanding 9 Punjab. That, "Sir, I want to write about the Battle of Longewala. Can you provide me some detail?" So this is what he wrote me. He said, "My dear Major DR Singh," I was a major then, "thank you very much for your letter dated 28 September 86. I am glad to learn that you are writing about your experiences with particular reference to your link-up at the Longewala on 5th December 1971. There is no script held by me." He said, "There's nothing held by me. I am sending the details of reference books, magazines, and periodicals which may be useful to you in compiling the details of the battle. I am also enclosing herewith a copy of my citation. Please do let me know if I could be of any other service to you." It was indeed very kind of you to have written and reminded me of our old and unbreakable association. This is what he wrote in 1986. So the battle, that day's battle ended there. The balance of the battle, 6th, 7th, right till end, was fought subsequently. Do you want me to narrate that also?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
On the morrow, that is 6th of December, throughout the night, I rested. I had some dinner also, some puris and whatever the battalion could afford. Early in the morning, I was called by my commanding officer, Colonel Gewar. He said, "Dear, your platoon is battle inoculated." I said, "Yes, sir, it is fairly battle inoculated now. We have been fighting throughout the day, so we are now used to it." He said, "I'm giving you a troop of tank. Please go and push the early warning elements of the enemy from Kharotar." The Kharotar was a dune where the enemy had taken position. It had taken defenses. I said, "Right, sir." I took my boys and one Lieutenant Bhadbade, he was with 3 tanks. At the water point, he was standing there with one of his tanks. Now, he belonged to 6th Independent Armored Squadron, Major Law Squadron. Major Law was the squadron commander. It had just been raised. This squadron was new to that area. The squadron was new to that area. So I said, "Okay, I'm moving." He said, "Chal aage." मैंने कहा, "ठीक है, I'm moving, but you give me support if enemy tanks are around." He said, "ठीक है." And I told him, "You remain towards my left, I'll be on the right." But as bad luck would have it, one of his JCOs went from my right, and he only went 200 yards away, and he was fired at by one of the RCLs of the enemy, and it was destroyed. It caught fire. I was surprised. We opened our LMGs, our twin mortars, and shot the driver of the RCL. The balance managed to escape away. The next tank hit that RCL and usko ulta diya. The battle ended there. In the meantime, one of our they were firing medium guns. Medium guns are very heavy guns. I've got a shell of it lying here in my drawing room. They were firing at it. One of the shells came and landed on the second tank. So the 3 tanks, 2 tanks were destroyed of our tanks. That the third tank was a Barbadish tank. It kept moving. We kept on following it inside the minefield of Pakistan. After going about 100 meters, it started withdrawing. I asked the dafadar inside, I said, what happened? क्या हो गया? बोला साहब लेफ्टिनेंट साहब के सिर में गोली लग गई है, लेफ्टिनेंट साहब खत्म हो गया. So Lieutenant Bhadbade also died. The tank, which was still active, withdrew with his mortal remains back to Longewala post. We remained in their minefield till afternoon and took position. By this weird act, we had pushed in the early warning elements of the enemy inside their defenses and opened the road Longewala, Jaisalmer for our own vehicular traffic. As far as I am concerned, we had done that day's job, though we had lost 2 tanks. The GOC was very much aghast. He says, you entered the tiger's den. This is what he told. He said, you have entered the tiger's den. I said, yes, sir, we've entered the tiger's den, opened their mouth. Now it is for the next brigade to break the teeth and enter its guts. In the evening, I was recalled back to Longewala, stayed there, and one Lieutenant Mahinder Singh of my battalion came and relieved me. That night, even he was relieved by next brigade, 322 brigade. Now they were to attack and push the enemy further away inside Pakistan. For next 4 days, we were located at Longewala and kept surrounding the enemy from all over to give firm bases for our fighting units to attack. Now, the next day, that is on the 8th of December, 9 Rajrif attacked and pushed them beyond Longewala, from Kharotar also. 5 Jat attacked from the left, the Rajrif attacked from the right. We kept on pushing till Kotre ka Dhara, and 28 Lancers was our armored unit which also took part in this attack. Now 28 Lancers had very small tanks. They were no match to the heavy tanks of the Pakistani. But yes, they had good guns, so they were used. Now the enemy started running helter-skelter, and one of the enemy was without his shoes, so he became a prisoner of war. And Lieutenant General Khanna, who is also on the Facebook, he says it's not even funny that a chap running without shoes, Anyway, he was overtaken and made a prisoner of war. This is the second day's attack. Now the third day, our 6th GR was supposed to attack one of the features. And one of the officers of 6th Independent Armored Squadron, Lieutenant Daya, he had developed piles on 2nd of December, so he was admitted in Jodhpur. No, he ran away from Jodhpur military hospital to come and join the attack, the squadron attack here in the battlefield. The squadron commander, Major Law, he asked, well, are we ready for assault? So every tank reported, yes, sir, yes, sir. And in one of the tanks, he found Lieutenant Daya also speaking. He says, I am here, sir. No, there was only few minutes left to attack. He didn't ask any question. He said, Daya, meet me after doing the Reog stage of the battle. Reog is after you finish, thereafter. So after the Reog was finished, Daya came and stood before his tank. He said, sir, I'm here. He said, how are you here? You're supposed to be in the hospital. He said, sir, I have run away. So why? He says, I couldn't afford, my family is a soldier's family and I couldn't afford people who will call me a coward. So he came there and anyway, he permitted him. So there have been officers like that also. Lieutenant Daya is Colonel Daya. He is presently at Ahmednagar. Next, on 9th of December, 13th Command attacked the enemy at BP 638. It's a complete battalion attack. that detail I have got. I have put it in the Facebook, and you can see whenever you want to. On 10th of December, early in the morning, Lieutenant Colonel Gerewal stood up on BP 635 with a cane in his hand, and he called his O group. O group is the order group in which we all form part. He said, "Gentlemen, you see this enemy tank burning in the horizon there? There was a tank with our aircraft had destroyed." He said, "That is a general line of advance. Major Law Squadron will be moving from the right. Bravo Company will lead, and DR is, that is me. You say you will provide the battalion flank protection from the left." So any doubt? There was no doubt. When this was a commanding officer order, is a order. He moved, and we captured good about 10 kilometers of enemy territory. All the 5 guns which had fired earlier that time, whose prime movers have been destroyed. A lot of ammunition, vehicles, hundreds of vehicles, tractors, all these things came our way. On 11th of December, we were again tasked to go and recover one of our jeeps which had gone unknowingly. It has whizzed past us, and the enemy has ambushed it. We went and further away about 8 kilometers. Now we were 18 kilometers inside Pakistan. We went to the place where the vehicle was ambushed. Now the enemy had driven it away. I could see that. Anyway, we teased the enemy for some time till it got fed up. It came and started firing at us. We had fired. Then our hunters came, and when they fired, they all ran away. And 14th of December, we were till 17th of December. We kept, we took position over there till finally the enemy raised hand, and there was ceasefire. As far as Probi Sur is concerned, he was in a different direction. He has already given you what was happened. Now, this in nutshell has been the Battle of Longewala. So, right from the day one till the end, we were in touch with the enemy. We never claimed anything because there was nothing much. The enemy didn't come near. We killed them, that doesn't mean valour. But yes, we didn't run away. We kept on firing in front. Their tanks were also firing at us, but that didn't matter. If they didn't hit us, we were lucky. But we hit them. Three of our 23 Punjab boys were killed. Their dead bodies were still lying on the FDLs of Longewala. We picked them up and brought them and covered them with blankets. Saluted them. Perhaps that was the only respect we could give to a dead body at that point of time. And they were taken away by the 23rd Company. First day, Major Chandpuri was withdrawn. He went and joined his battalion at Sadewala. Now, complete 17 Rajrif was holding Longewala as a firm base for the division. Now, this in a nutshell is the complete battle of Longewala. Anything else, any question if you have, I'll answer.
Sir, I have actually entered your Facebook profile today and downloaded some photos. So I will show those photos and would request you to say few lines on the background of those photos.
I'll see with the photo what photos you have downloaded. I don't know.
Sir, I will show you now. I will show you now, sir.
Okay.
Sir, this one.
Yeah, this is the photograph which we took after we had the camera. We climbed those tanks, which were earlier. These tanks were earlier in front of Longewala, and they were destroyed by aircraft. So we had the victory under our feet. Infantryman only has the feet, and we climbed those tanks, and after a long time we had a camera. We took this photograph. After they were pushed back. Anything else?
And sir is in the middle.
Right in front, in the cupola is me.
Yes. Yes. Sir,
anything else?
More, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. 1 second, sir.
Yes. This is again, the gentleman who is sitting is yours truly. The one standing with the hands on his side is Major Bhatia. He's our company commander, now Colonel Bhatia. And towards my right is one of my boys. The Longewala boat can be seen there, and one of our AMX-13 tanks, it is moving from this direction, it is going towards south. That post is right in behind him, Longewala post. There was not a blade of grass at that point of time. Anything else?
Yes, a few more I will share. So this was when, sir?
This was again at the same time. You can see all the 5 tanks with the aircraft were destroyed in our background. I am standing. I am the second one from the left. The leftmost is Major BP Oza, one of our company commanders, and 2 of our Johnnies are towards our right, towards my left and your right.
Is there any more photograph?
One more.
Okay.
I'll post some more photograph, but right now this should be. This is a photograph given to me by Air Marshal Bawa. He had taken this photograph from the air. This is one of the armored personal carriers. Infantry travels in this. We keep on meeting all those who took part in the 71 Longewala battle. I know all of them. Unfortunately, Brigadier Chandpuri is no more.
We are trying to get in touch with Air Marshal Baba, sir.
Air Marshal Bawa is there in Delhi.
Yes.
I know him. I keep visiting him once in a while. He's too old now. At Africa Avenue.
Sir,
And
have
sir,
you ever...
Yes, continue,
Hello?
Yushma.
Sir, have you ever watched Border?
Yes, I saw this movie Border, and I was surprised as to how can this movie be made. So I wrote to Mayor Chandpuri. He says, what has happened? Why have we changed the story? Who has given the story to this what you call Datta? So he wrote to me. He said, "My dear Mayor DR Singh, thank you very much for your letter dated 26 September 86. I said, this is okay. No, the border, this thing is, yeah. I'll just read it out.
Okay, sir.
He had become a brigadier then. He writes to me on 18 March 98, after the movie Border was released. He says, I'm enclosing herewith a dear letter in original received from Colonel DR Singh, Deputy Commander 89 Infantry Brigade for direct disposal. No, जो मैंने लिखा था वो लेटर ने सीओ 20 पंजाब उस समय के सीओ को भेज दिया. He says, thereafter he writes to me, he says, I wish to clarify that the film Border is a fiction and is a dramatized version of the battle. So it is not a real thing. It is only a dramatized version. I would be better if you could get the details from the historical section of Ministry of Defense. The historical section of Ministry of Defense is entirely different. Now this movie has had a big impact on the audience. They think that is the reality. But there's a lot of difference between the real story and the real story.
Real story.
Which then Brigadier Chandpuri has clarified very clearly, but that is, there's no truth in whatever Border has to say. Anything else?
And sir, like this generation, to avoid hard work, they watch a movie and then uh, and then they confide on their knowledge that they have gained from the movie. They will not read the
Yeah,
book.
that is what happens. You see, the
Absolutely.
ocular, you see, the observation on a movie is different, but the ocular observation which I have seen is different. I have seen all the threats right from the rear. I have heard bullets who's past my ears. It's something like a wasp oozing past your ear. We have seen all that. The battles are entirely different. Realities are different. Movies are different. I went in somewhere about 5 years back. You must have seen that newspaper cutting also. I was called to give a presentation about this battle. मेरी battalion के तो about 200 people came, and the बाकी जो उस इलाके की फौज है, good about 2,000 people came and attended it. And they were all so impressed. They said, "Sir, ऐसा तो मैं देखा ही नहीं था." Yeah, this is what I am talking of. But there in Jaisalmer, the newspaper chap took my interview. They also came and attended that briefing. So what I want to impress upon is that the battles are different, realities are different,
Absolutely.
and well, reels are different.
So I would request this generation to actually do some research work and not to believe what is shown in the movies. Even
Exactly.
nowadays, also a lot of
Unfortunately,
war
whatever
movies.
I say, some people see and they are very impressed, but everyone doesn't see that. Fact is that they have to know what realities are, and unfortunately, those who want to tell you the reality, either they are no more, or even if they are alive, nobody wants to listen to them.
Absolutely. True. Sir, one more question I would just like to you that is there any message you want to give to present generation after the 50 years of the war?
Well, I'll like to tell them that there's nothing to fear. Our army is they're still very brave officers, brave men, and all that requires good leadership and conduct. The weaponry is too good. We didn't have all these weapons. We had rocket
Yes.
launchers whose range was 65 feet. Now, 65 feet means a big long haul. That means we had to wait till the enemy tank came to that distance, and then we could fire. There's Second World War weapons. Now the rocket launchers, everything is improved. Had I had that weapon, I would have been at a better end. I would have at least had two enemy tanks to our credit. But even the RCLs couldn't fire because the RCL we in fact wheelbarrowed where Chandpuri's RCL from the rear, and it had only 2 rounds left. Out of the 12 rounds which they brought, they've kept on firing only to scare off the enemy. Morning only 2 rounds were left. I asked the RCL boy, हमने push करके उसको ऊपर लाए, हम लोगों ने मदद किया उनको. He says, मैंने कहा fire करो. He says, साहब 2 ही round बचे हैं. Now there were 7 tanks, and there were only 2 rounds of RCL and 3 of my rocket launchers, which had doubtful capabilities. So I said, okay, let them come near, we'll fire. I said, oh, no, we'll fire only when the tanks are within our range. But the enemy were too damn scared. The brigade commander said the enemy has become too strong for me to tackle Longewala now. This is Brigadier Tariq Mir. This is what he said. Thereafter, he didn't attack. If you don't attack, well, choice is yours. We'll not spare you. That is how the battle was it progressed. And I've told you right from the day 1 till the last ceasefire.
Sir, how old were you at that time when you fought the war?
What did Parveer Soor say? I was almost the same age.
21, around 21, 22.
2021.
Yeah.
I finished my graduation from Banaras Hindu University. My dad was in the army. We were motivated by the army. My grandfather has been in the army. In fact, my complete generation has been in the army. There are no battle rights in the Battle of Kanwa, that is against Babur, till date in which my family has not fought.
I just wanted to show everyone how handsome Sir looked in his young age.
वो the youth starts
Absolutely,
fading,
absolutely.
This
After
the
50 years,
officer
the youth
without the
start fading.
mustache is our beloved sir.
The rightmost chap is me.
Yes.
Then I was the major then.
So now, when you look back to the war, what do you think? Like your sacrifices, your blood and sweat, was it worth?
Well, it was worth it, and I couldn't have asked for more. I enjoyed my life, full life, and now I'm here settled in Lucknow. I've got a farm here, a fish farm. I look after the fish around here. मैं मछली पालता हूँ, आपके बंगाल से मछली मंगाता हूँ मैं.
Kesarbagh market is good, sir. Kesarbagh market is good for fish.
No, we don't sell there. We don't sell in the market.
Okay.
वो मछुआरे आते हैं हमारे पास, वो पकड़ते हैं, हमारे सामने उसको weigh करते हैं. They give me money and they go and sell. I'm not into that छोटा business. Say 40 kg a quintal they मारते हैं, हम उसका पैसा देते हैं हमें, and they sell. They give me say 180 rupees a kilo. वहाँ जाके 200 बेचे. That is their choice.
अच्छा.
I don't get myself into the fish market.
Uh-huh.
There's too much of hassle.
Yes, yes. Sir, it's really a great honor to have you. It's really a great honor to have you here with us and directly listen to you live all those stories that we have actually heard.
Thank you. So very kind of you.
Sir, actually, Colonel Probir Shur is also watching this live, and he has thanked you for bringing out the true details of Longewala battle.
वो अभी थोड़ी देर में रिंग करेगा मेरे को.
हाँ sir, he is watching it.
He'll ring me after you finish. He'll ring करेगा. We keep on talking,
Sir, hopefully we will have Air Marshal Baba sir also. Hopefully.
Yeah, you bring him. If you want,
Yes,
I'll
yes,
give him
yes.
his.
I will talk to him.
Want,
Sir.
I'll give him his number.
Yes, no, sir. We have his number. I will talk to him tomorrow.
Okay. All the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
And we are at our concluding part of our Vartalap today. And with thanking Colonel Dharam Raj Singh Sir and paying our tribute to all the soldiers who fought the 71 battle for us and brought the glory to the nation, we are concluding our Vartalap today. And we are hoping for more sessions on 71 war to bring the real story in front of you about the war. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.
Jai Hind. All the best.